Persona 4 Arena.
Now, mal eine Frage. Meinst du, das könnte, das mit dem Ausfallen und so weiter, das könnte eventuell irgendwie am Musikbot selbst liegen? Oder fällt bei dir das Internet auch aus, wenn du nicht in Discord und so weiter bist? Weil es war ja ungefähr... Ich weiß gar nicht, war das ungefähr zeitgleich, wo das ständig kam? Hat damit nichts zu tun. Okay. Ist mir nur die Tage mal in den Kopf gekommen.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Aber ja.
This place exists between dream and reality.
Also Persona 4 Arena machen wir heute ein bisschen. Nier Automata fangen wir an, Outlast 2 spielen wir weiter, Link's Awakening spielen wir weiter. Dann, je nachdem wie viel Zeit ist, ich weiß nicht genau, wie lange ich streamen werde. Wahrscheinlich so zwischen bis 12 und 1 Uhr sowas. Je nachdem. Eben Until You Wake Up, Weltrekord eventuell zurückholen. Mal schauen, wie das läuft. Und wie gesagt, danach eventuell, wenn die Zeit noch reicht, hätte ich noch was Kleines. Ansonsten eventuell, falls ihr euch auf Hitbox und so weiter ein bisschen umschaut, auch jetzt, wir haben ein neues Endbildschirm-Dingens hier. Das ist für unsere englischsprachigen Zuschauer hauptsächlich Project X7. Da sie, weiß nicht, hin und wieder mal kommt und dabei ist und ja, Englisch spricht und kein Deutsch versteht wirklich. Was mich sehr verwundert, aber bin ich sehr dankbar. Bin ich gerade dabei, ein bisschen die Hitbox-Seite auch zweisprachig zu machen. Also wenn man mal ein bisschen hinschaut, ein bisschen runterschaut, Moment. Hier zum Beispiel Chat-Regeln habe ich schon überarbeitet, das Unterstützen habe ich schon überarbeitet. Den Rest, ja, den mache ich halt irgendwann noch und ja. Je nachdem, wann ich mal dazu komme, wird das auf jeden Fall gemacht. Und ja. Ansonsten, wir haben noch, ich habe gerade 2 Emotes in der Prüfung drin. Falls die akzeptiert werden, haben wir bald nochmal 2 neue Emotes. Was lädt bei mir? Das kleine Spiel, das ich eventuell, falls wir am Ende vom Stream noch Zeit haben, noch, weiß nicht, eine halbe Stunde circa Zeit haben, das Spiel, das ich dann zeigen werde. Ja. Einmal die MGG-LP Kartoffel. Die Kartoffel aus Paper Mario, habe ich ja gemeint, wird zu einem Emote. Ich nehme an, das wird problemlos durchgehen, muss halt nur verifiziert werden von Hitbox. Und eine MGG-LP-Sina. Der komische Sina-Kopf, den ich vor langer Zeit mal benutzt habe im Stream, den habe ich heute gesehen und habe mir gedacht, ja, das wäre ein guter Emote. Und ja. Okay, so, Persona. Machen wir da mal weiter. Okay. Ja, hoffentlich legt sich das irgendwann, hoffentlich ist das irgendwann besser. Okay, Persona 4 Arena. Machen wir da mal weiter. Mal schauen, wer unser nächster Gegner ist. In any case, I need to keep chasing after Miss President. And now I immediately see a recognizable feature, her long ponytail. I found her.
Wait, it's too dangerous to go alone.
Take this! Miss President turns around in response to my voice. She's smiling. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Color me impressed that you managed to catch up to me so quick.
This calmness. Had she expected that I would follow her? I'm beginning to feel like she's toying with me. But I understand now. Nothing I can say to her will change her mind. There's no helping it, then.
Promise me that you won't leave my side. And you can't do anything rash. If you can't agree to those terms, I'll have to force you into protective custody. This is a matter of life and death for you.
Sure thing. Then let's get to that announcement room together.
I thought that I'd be able to keep her in check by saying that her life was in danger, but she didn't seem to take any notice. She just shrugged and accepted my proposal. She's quite hard to deal with. I'm not sure if she knows how I'm feeling, but she speaks up.
Hey, mind if I ask you something?
What is it?
There's a moment of silence. Just as I'm about to ask her to go on, Miss President continues.
It's tough, being forced to fight your friends, huh? Oh, sorry. You don't gotta answer.
She must still be thinking about my fight with Yukiko. True, I'm slightly hesitant to talk about any of this, but it's a question that must be answered. That's how it feels to me.
No, you're right. If I could avoid it, I would. But I believe in my friends.
You mean your friends won't hate you after the fight? Or you think they'll understand that you don't really want to fight?
I don't know. Both, maybe. I mean, there's no way we'd fight each other without some kind of reason.
Will she believe that answer? I study Miss President's face. But when she opens her mouth, she has an unexpectedly gloomy look in her eyes.
What if you had to kill each other?
Kill each other? I truly hadn't anticipated that question. I'm caught off guard by how I hadn't even considered it. It's true, there's no guarantee that this General Teddy won't suddenly decide to make us fight to the death on a whim.
Sorry, that was probably over the line. I don't know why I said that.
I wouldn't let it happen.
Even if I was forced into such a situation, I would never follow that order. That's all I can say right now. But after hearing my answer, Miss President casts her eyes down again. After seeing that behavior, how do I put this? Felt a sense of incongruity. Why could that be? Something doesn't feel like her. Could Miss President be carrying some unimaginable burden that she has yet to confide in us? Is it too heavy? Is it so heavy that she would ask that question of me? Speaking of which, if General Teddy does turn out to be her shadow, what does that mean about whatever repressed thoughts she truly has? Suddenly, it seems that her courageous and cheerful demeanor are a mirror image of that, and a slight sense of fear chills my spine. My thoughts race through my head while we walk down the hallway.
What are you doing?
I thought I broke my nose for a moment. It's that invisible wall again. Even though I should have been expecting them, I'd relaxed my guard and walked right into one. I hold my nose and wave away Miss President, who looks concerned.
There's an invisible wall. I don't think I can go through here.
An invisible wall? Oh, that must have been why you broke out of the mime act every now and then. Well, if I can pass through, it must only be blocking the tournament fighters. This world sure is out there.
Miss President walks right through the place I had bumped into, so that must be the case. As I'd imagined, Miss President is unaffected by these walls. Is it because she's not one of the fighters in the Grand Prix? Of course, it's General Teddy. If General Teddy really is her shadow, maybe the normal rules don't apply to her. The entrance leading into the school building is ahead of us. But perhaps worst of all is that the wall I had just walked into... But perhaps worst of all is that the wall I had just walked into is blocking me from reaching there. I just have to find some other way. No, there are walls there too. And the same can be said for the direction towards the entrance. A thought crossed my mind as I checked back the way we had come. It's as I thought. Another invisible wall has formed where I had just passed, and I can't go back. With walls in every direction, there's nowhere I can go. I'm trapped. And if I can't go anywhere, this can only mean one thing.
Be careful. This probably means...
The moment I call out to Miss President, General Teddy appears on the monitor in the entryway. It means my third round in the P1 Grand Prix is about to begin.
Is your snout okay, Sensei? Jeez, you're such a klutz.
You're still using that form? It's getting old. Why don't you just show your true self?
Boy, you've gotten peevish. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
I was intentionally trying to rile him up, but he wasn't falling for it. It looks like I'm not going to get him to reveal anything that way. I quickly changed tactics.
Okay, so who's my next opponent?
Ooh, now you're getting into the spirit of things. Let me guess, you're starting to enjoy beating up your friends? Okay, with the next challenger, come on down!
So, mal schauen. Ich würde fast sagen, Hier. The general doesn't pick up on my intention and loudly yells out what appears to be his pre-battle catchphrase. Smoke pours out. And who should appear from the smoke but the person I was expecting to see. 4 of us entered the TV together. I've already fought against Yosuke and Yukiko. Then...
That's what I thought. You're the last of us, after all.
Ja.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be next too.
Wie you'd be next too. Das heißt, Chia hat auch gegen irgendwelche anderen Leute gekämpft. Aber wenn wir gegen Yukiko und Yosuke gekämpft haben, gegen wen hat die dann gekämpft? Chia laughs along with me. For the moment there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with her words and actions, but I can't let my guard down around her. After all, I'd felt the same way when I encountered Yukiko too. But as they say, the third time's the charm. I have to see if Chia's in her right mind. I decided that the best way to do that is to be calm and start a conversation with her.
Chia, you know what they're doing, right?
Before I can begin to explain, Chia cuts me off.
Yeah, I know. The stuff we say gets twisted around so we end up fighting each other, right?
Ich kann auch die anderen täuschen. Das ist richtig. Das sehen wir dann irgendwann, gegen wen die anderen dann gekämpft haben. Heißt es, wenn ich dann gegen Yu, also den Grauhaarmann, spiele, muss ich dann absichtlich verlieren? Oder sind es Paralleluniversen, wo die anderen immer weiter kommen? Jetzt bin ich sehr interessiert dran, wie das abläuft mit den
Don't
anderen.
worry. You're the son of a bitch who left us as soon as the last case ended, but you're still our good friend. I mean, you have it easy. You're just fighting your friends. I had to keep killing over
Killing?
and over, all because of you humans.
Humans? Now this is obvious. She is clearly not herself. It's so blatant her words don't offend me at all. Moreover, it's not just out of character, but Chia would never say anything like that. And you humans? That's as good as confessing that you're not human. Alright, carnivore was it? Miss President is watching us from nearby. She looks more dumbfounded than worried. Still, what Chia said at the end caught my attention. I had to keep killing over and over.
More stuff about killing, huh? Miss President was talking about it earlier, too. This must be.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Hurts. I'll give you a taste of the pain they put me through!
Ach, geh weg. Falsche Chia, Synchronsprecherin. Du bist nicht die Original. Du bist scheiße. She's not even trying to sound like Chia anymore. I can't even begin to understand what she's talking about. But if a shadow is intentionally making people say these things, what does this mean about Miss President? Killing each other, all because of humans? What kind of secret past could the new student council president of Yasogami High be harboring? No, now's not the time for this. I'll have to look into this after we've cleared up all the confusion between us.
Let's do this, Chia.
I ignore her words and draw my sword. Immediately, Rize's voice echoes through the arena as if she was waiting for this.
Well, round 3 of the P1 Grand Prix already. Word on the street is that the carnivore may have a slight advantage. Will you, Senpai, all talk and no skill, manage to eke out a win this time? Let's get this show on the road. Ready?
Okay. So, mal schauen.
Finally!
Behold Chie Senpai's secret kung fu style! Over here! I'm either side is giving it in! Oh, what an amazing first strike! Amazing! This won't be that easy! Are they out of their league in this battle?
Ah, fuck. Fast einen perfekten Kampf gehabt, aber nein. Yo! Cheer! Cheer! Yo! Was? Alter, die ist auf einmal so heftig drauf. Von einem fast perfekten Kampf zu einem fast Verlust. Ja. Kämpfe nur eine Runde. Ja. Im Moment. Vielleicht wird es später irgendwie von einer Runde auf 2 von 3 Siegen. Oder so. Lucario in Smash Bros. I've won! I lower my sword and began slowing my breathing. I don't believe I've injured Chia too badly. Considering this was my 3rd time having to do this, I feel like I'm getting pretty good at not having to seriously wound people in a fight.
Wipe that smug look off your face. This isn't fun at all!
General Teddy has seen that the fights ended without any injuries and spits his words through the monitor. The image on the monitor then disappears without anything further. Let him say whatever he wants. I fought all the friends I came into the TV with, and none of them are hurt. All that's left is to head to the announcer room and make sure Narako is safe, and then we'll be able to go home. I walk over to Chia and help her up off the ground. She's come back to her senses, and she seems a little sheepish. Are you alright?
I think so. Man, you're strong. I'm kinda shocked at how much of a difference there is between us.
Look who's talking. I've never been kicked around so badly in my life. I wait for Chia to reach her feet and then tell her everything that's happened up to this point.
So the others are safe too? What a relief. I was pretty worried.
Chia is so relieved that she sits down on the floor once more. I can't help but smile at that reaction. She really does care about her friends. There, these are the people I believe in. Seeing us exchanging smiles like nothing was wrong, Miss President sounds perplexed when she speaks up.
You guys really are tight, aren't you? Makes me jealous.
Well, we did spend a whole lot of time together last year because of that case. Sure, I was surprised to hear such weird stuff coming from him, but I know he'd never say any of that to me. Wait a sec. Who are you?
Selbst Chia weiß nicht, wer das ist. Also die ist definitiv keine richtige Schülerin. Die Miss President da. Oh, I forgot about that. I quickly introduce Miss President and tell Chia that she may be a victim of this case. But Chia looks again at Miss President suspiciously.
Huh? The student council president? You mean ours? That doesn't seem right. I remember the new president being a guy.
Jemand, der sich erinnern kann. Gute Chia, passt auf. In der Schule. Gute Frau.
What are you saying? I'm the student council president. Who else would I be?
I'm pretty sure, though. Maybe if you told me your name, I'd remember.
Endlich mal jemand, der nach dem Namen fragt. Alter, Cheers. Cheers. Guter Charakter.
My name...
Endlich mal jemand, der logisch an die Sache rangeht. Miss President stops moving. What's going on? She can't tell us her name? That's not that strange a question, is it? But for some reason, Miss President seems unable to answer. I sense some kind of incoherent melancholy from her. She and I share tense glance.
My name's...
What's wrong?
My memories. No, I don't want to fight anymore. Why do we have to kill one another?
What? Kill one another? I gasp when I hear these words fall from her mouth. I don't know what's crossing her mind right now, but she's definitely not acting normally. I glance at Chia, then try to approach Miss President in the hopes of calming her down. Without warning, Miss President begins flailing her arms, as if trying to ward off demons that only she can see. Chia reaches out and touches her in concern. Miss President's arm catches Chia and easily knocks her aside.
Chia!
What power! I barely manage to catch Chia before she slams into the concrete wall. Still, the sudden breakdown. What in the world's happened to Miss President? Once I've helped Chia back to her feet, we carefully approach her from both sides. This will be a little rough, but it can't be helped. We can't ask her anything while she's like this. But at that moment...
What?
No way.
Before I know it, Miss President is flying through the air. But she was jumping. For a moment I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. This is no ordinary leap. She was at a standstill, but now her entire body is suddenly up higher than my head. Her jumping ability is unbelievable. She and I look up in astonishment as Miss President kicks off the ceiling to change directions and lands at a full run.
Wow. Who is that girl? Did I say something to offend her? She did mention something about her memories.
Come to think of it, her memories did seem a little muddled. Maybe she was on the verge of getting them back.
What kind of memory would make her go nuts and run away like that?
I can't answer Chia at all. What if you had to kill each other? I hear Miss President's sad voice in my head. She apparently wasn't expecting me to answer her, and she continues.
I'll wait here. Make sure you rescue her, okay?
Okay. Her voice is strong and confident. To drive the point home, she pokes my chest with her finger as if ordering me. Even though she might be in danger herself, she's still worrying about others. All my friends are like that. That makes me really happy right now. I ask Chi if she'll be alright on her own. She fires back, "Let me worry about that." I nod to her and begin running after Miss President once more. I will save her, no matter what. Böse, böse Frau. Even though I was running as fast as I could, the invisible walls keep preventing me from making much headway. I attempted to strike at the wall with my persona, but nothing happened.
So many invisible walls, one after another. Miss President can pass through them. I don't know if I can keep up the pursuit.
The announcement room is still my destination. There's no way to know if that's where Miss President is headed as well, but if there's a shadow waiting for me there, I'll need to get there anyway. Teddy and Rize should be in the announcement room, and if Nanako is being held captive, that's where she'd be as well. I have to keep running, but yet another wall blocks the hallway. At first, I think that this is a dead end. I realized that I can cut through a classroom and come out on the other side of the wall. It's forcing me to enter the room, rather than letting me go straight. This probably means I brace myself and put my hand on the door. The moment I step inside, a familiar voice echoes in my mind. Kanji oder Naoto? Ich würde fast sagen Kanji.
Hi. Senpai! Can you hear me? Please answer me!
Okay.
That voice. Is that you, Rise? The real one?
Her voice isn't coming from the PA system. I am actually hearing it in my head. This has to be the work of Rise's persona.
Thank goodness. I've been all alone since that weird fake Teddy captured me. And then you were all fighting each other.
I can hear the relief in her voice. She sounds so different from the insensitive and rude voice that had been coming from the PA system. This is indeed the right Rise I know.
Where are you now, Rise? Can you locate where I am?
I'm sorry, I don't think there's time. I'm stuck in the announcement room. Please, Senpai, you have to hurry. If you don't, he'll...
Rise! What's wrong, Rise?
There's no answer. The communication has been cut off. Has something happened in the announcement room? My heart begins racing. The enemy made us fight each other as participants in this tournament, but they had recaptured Rise as well. It's clear to me that they must have been worried about her using her persona's powers to tell us the truth. But that's not important right now. If she was just captured to prevent her from contacting us, then the enemy must think of Rise as being less valuable than those who had to fight. She sounded okay, but who knows what might happen to her now. I have to hurry!
Pardon me for interrupting while you are lost in thought.
A hand brushes my shoulder. In surprise, I jump away and draw my sword. I can't believe that I let myself get so lost in thought that I didn't notice someone until they touched me. This is the second time I've let myself get so distracted. I've gotten used to having my friends with me while we investigated last year. I can't pay attention to the entire world on my own. I need to brace myself. Die hat einen interessanten Arm. Oder interessante Arme. I look up and see another unfamiliar face. A girl with blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Wait, a girl? Her face and voice seem human-like, but the rest of her There's metal everywhere, all over her body. For a moment, I wonder if this is just an elaborate costume, but I can see the interior framework of her body, where her joints connect.
I didn't mean to startle you.
You're,
It's nice to meet you. My name is Aegis. And no, I am not human. You are the one from the introduction video, listed as the Sister Complex Kingpin of Steel, Narukami-san, correct?
The question catches me off guard. I wasn't expecting a complete stranger to call me that. And did she say she wasn't human? It's, well, when Yosuke called me by that stupid title, I knew it was a joke. But when a stranger says it, it sounds like they truly believe it. Ha! This is a pain.
Nanako is important to me, but calling it a complex is stretching things.
No, wait a second. I was trying to play it off, but I ended up blurting out Nanako's name anyway. Calm down, I need to take this conversation away from this subject. I clear my throat and try to start over.
Aegis-san, was it? Why are you here?
Our primary objective is the destruction of shadows, but we have come to this world on a different mission.
The destruction of shadows?
She fights shadows, but how can she do that if...
Then does that mean...
Yes, I have a persona as well. Though my body is a machine, personas are the strength of the heart after all.
Just as I thought. I'm surprised to find another persona user outside of my group of friends, and a robot on top of that. I can't come to grips with all of this. From the way we were talking, she seems just like a normal person, only in an interesting suit. True, I've seen stories on the news about robots looking uncannily like real humans, but isn't something like this far beyond those? Still, I can't help but believe the evidence of my own eyes. I mean, I've been hopping in and out of TVs for the past year. Who am I to say what's strange or not? Perhaps the technology behind her creation has supernatural roots of its own. I find myself growing more and more interested in how she came to be here. But I have to put that aside for now. There's something I need to find out from her first. This P1 Grand Prix. It's so similar to the events of last year, but to think that it would involve someone like her. I don't have a clear picture of everything that's happening. That's for sure. I calm myself, then ask her what I feel would tell me what she's doing in this world.
And what is this mission of yours?
She opens her mouth to respond, but just then... The monitor inside the classroom turns on. It's at that moment that I suddenly remember. It's likely that I'm going to have to fight here. I'd forgotten about sensing that when I entered the room.
Aha! So that's where you got to, Sensei. I've been looking all over for you. Ooh, who's the honey? Were you in the middle of trying to score with her?
As if you didn't know. You're the one who lured us both here.
Oh my, did you figure it out? I didn't have a choice after those guys decided on their own to horn in on the fun. You're a bright boy, Sensei. You know what's coming next, don't you?
The general on the monitor gives me a twisted smile. Could Aegis-san's mission be something that would cause him trouble? I can't figure out what his motives are, but he's using us to crush each other. In other words, she's the next challenger that's being set against me. Aegis-san seems to understand this as well, and is staring at the monitor with a quiet animosity.
Sorry about this. Do you know the rule of this tournament?
Only the victor of each match may move on. Yes?
I have nothing against you, but I'm in a hurry for my own reasons.
Also aber es ist sehr interessant, dass die halt nicht so böse ist irgendwie, wie die anderen vor den Kämpfen immer.
Neither of us, in other words, can back down. Then there should be no hard feelings.
Aegis-san is refreshingly straightforward about this. She immediately takes a fighting stance. A bitter thought comes to me. It's tough being forced to fight my friends, but for some reason having to hurt someone that I don't even know is tougher. Another thought comes on the heels of that one. I don't know this girl. Perhaps appearance here means that there are urgent problems that an ordinary student like me can't fathom. What gives me the right to stop her on her mission? Shouldn't I know what's at stake before I take that from her? Thankfully, it seems that she hasn't gone mad like my other friends. Perhaps the enemy doesn't care about clouding the minds of people who don't know each other. If we're still capable of understanding each other, then we should talk this over before we do anything.
That will not do. We will speak more of this after one of us wins.
Also welchen Persona ist eigentlich? Ich nehme an, das ist eine Original Persona 4 Arena. Charakterfigur. Moment, ich schau mal. Persona 3. Aha. Okay, die ist anscheinend in Persona 3. Und hat sogar ein eigenes Spiel. Eigenes The First Mission. Obwohl da wird sie mit AE geschrieben und nicht mit AI. Und Persona Q kommt sie auch noch vor. Interessant. Aya-san, say this so quickly. Say this. It's as if she's reading my mind. For a moment I'm struck by how she could have known what I was thinking, but I realized that she's right. What good would it do for us to talk things over? True, the loser cannot leave this room, but until we have a battle, neither one of us is going anywhere. It doesn't really matter if we can come to an understanding or not. Until we have our fight, none of our goals are going to be accomplished. If that's the case, then it's better if we don't hear about each other's problems before we fight. That could be why Aigis-san hasn't told me anything. This must be her version of kindness. I silently ready my sword. Aigis-san appears to smile slightly when I do. Right, I'm not going to give up on what I'm fighting for either. I need Nanako and my friends to be safe, and I have to make sure that Miss President is okay. I will use everything I can to protect them. To thank her for her consideration, I make it a point to announce that I'm ready to start the fight.
Then here goes. There's no need to hold back.
Indeed. Let us do battle.
Yay! Ich muss mal schnell gucken, wie lange so eine Charakterstory ist. Moment, das ist Yukiko. Das ist Yu. I guess. Okay. Szene 11 ist das. Okay. Insgesamt gibt's jeweils pro Charakter so um die 20 Szenen plus minus ein paar. Also ungefähr von der Story von dem Hauptcharakter sind wir jetzt ungefähr zur Hälfte fertig. Gin. Noch nie getrunken. Will ich aber auf jeden Fall mal probieren. Athena heißt ihre Persona. Oh, interessant. Grobe Frau.
Persona. Light damage. Heavy damage. Firing. No. Light damage. Go down. I see cannon. Ow. Heavy damage. Up. I failed. Heavy damage. No. Guardian. Lightning strike. Fire. Go down.
Ah, no. Sackfrau.
Please head dash. Firing. Go down. Firing.
Yeah. Na, ich hab kein Persona. Kein Persona-Zeug mehr. Weg. Jo. Wie kann ich noch mal? Moment, wie kann ich noch mal? Was soll ich machen? Yeah! Yeah!
Shutting down.
Now that's the sensei I know. That hunk of junk was no match for you.
Ich habe mich leider jetzt durch das kurze Nachschauen, wie lang oder wo wir ungefähr sind in der Story, leider ein bisschen gespoilert zum nächsten Kampf. Nur. Also ich weiß, gegen wen wir als nächstes kämpfen. Ihr könnt mal raten, gegen wen wir als nächstes kämpfen. Jeder hat von mir aus, wenn ihr raten wollt, 2 Versuche. Jeder hat 2 Versuche und ich bin mir fast sicher, keiner von euch errät. Oder vielleicht doch. Mal schauen.
Serves you right. Keep suffering.
Sanfterer Wodka. Interessant.
Friend against friend, beating the heck out of each other.
Aber Aigis war kein Freund. A machine with the power of a persona. She was made to fight shadows, but I had no idea what she was capable of. Naoto, Kanji, nein. Ein Charakter, den ihr nicht kennt. Doch. Es ist ein Charakter, den ihr kennt. Es ist ein Charakter, der in Persona 4 vorkommt. Das kann ich schon mal sagen. Außer das Internet hat mich getrollt und so weiter. I feel like my mind's been drained even more than my body. Nanako oder Adachi. Auch nicht. Die Olle mit dem Radar. Du hast deine zwei Versuche schon aufgebraucht. Da sage ich nicht, ob's stimmt oder nicht. It angers me to see that the General is watching over us with an expression of joy, as if we were some performers for his amusement. I look up and glare at the monitor.
I don't know why you're making us fight, but it's pointless.
Ein Auto hat man schon. Ein Auto ist es nicht. Sonst spoil ich euch auch noch. Nee.
We aren't fighting because we hate each other. The reason we can fight is because we respect and trust each other.
A low growl. That's the only sound I hear. The real Teddy's never made such a hateful sound. It's actually rather scary.
Stupid! You're such a dumbass! What's with you?
Riese. Nein, Riese ist es auch nicht. The image on the monitor distorts along with that outburst. The General is having trouble remembering to act as someone else, and his face bulges and ripples disturbingly as his hate pours through the screen. Any pretense at copying the adorable stupidity of the real Teddy is gone now. I notice that the voice spitting out these hateful words is not Teddy's either.
Respect? Trust? So what if you don't hate each other? You're not like me! I was forced to fight against my will! I destroyed them with my own hands!
Ach, das ist Miss President. Wahrscheinlich. Also hört sich ein bisschen so an.
You should all have to go through the hell I suffered! See how it feels to destroy everyone you call a friend! If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have made the rules so you had to kill your opponent to move on!
The General on the monitor continues to rage.
What are you talking about? Why did you set this tournament up?
The moment I say that, I feel that all the dots have become connected. When Miss President had asked out of the blue if we were going to be forced to kill each other, that ominous muttering of killing one another, were these both something that had come directly from her past? Maybe she had been forced to fight against people she didn't want to fight. Had she been forced to destroy something that was precious to her? There's no way to know for sure, but it's possible. Considering this, it kind of explains why her shadow would have created a tournament like this. That is, she wanted us to feel what she went through. I might not be entirely correct, but I feel like I'm close to the truth. Should I just ask General Teddy about my suspicions? But as I'm considering raising my voice...
Pardon my eccentric entrance.
What? Someone comes crashing through the ceiling. What? What in the world? I rush over to Aigis-san to protect her from the falling debris. Ah, das ist die komische Frau von Persona 3. Die Margaret für Persona 3. When I look up, I see a young woman emerge from the cloud of dust. While not as strange as Aigis, she seems a little uncommon as well. But even beside that, why did she have to come through the ceiling? This room has doors. It makes no sense at all. I had been about to get to the heart of the matter with General Teddy, but the monitor in this room has been destroyed, along with the ceiling. Though she seems oblivious to my confusion, the girl cocks her head and apologizes again.
Oh, please excuse me. I didn't have the faintest idea that someone would be here.
Jo, Flasche sieht nicht schlecht aus.
faintest?
Feigned? Fiend? Something along those lines at any rate.
What the hell is she talking about? Who in the world is this person? Wait a second. The blue suit she's wearing, it looks familiar. And with that silver hair and golden eyes, could it be?
Are you from the Velvet Room?
My, is this what's known as being hit on? A forbidden ritual where one human approaches another based solely on appearance and bets on the inner self being equally attractive.
What? No, I'm not hitting on you. You just remind me of someone I know.
Okay, so it actually sounded like I really was hitting on her. No, I need to stop thinking about that. In any case, I need to ask her something.
Do you happen to know anyone by the name of Margaret?
Margaret?
When she repeats the name, her face seems surprisingly youthful. I'd been taken aback by her bizarre speech and actions, but could this girl be younger than me? Her profile simultaneously evokes the image of a pondering philosopher and an innocent girl. I can't figure out how exactly to speak to her. Should I be more polite? I guess that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, worrying about the niceties isn't the most important thing right now.
Oh, actually, we should introduce ourselves first. I'm Yu Narukami.
Glas hast dazu bekommen.
That had slipped my mind also. My name is Elizabeth.
Sieht nicht schlecht aus. So. 2 Sekunden wieder. Alles klar, bis gleich.
Dear me, to hear that name fraught with memories in such a mundane, remote place.
Elizabeth. She thinks of this world as a mundane place. That's confusing. Yasuna may be out in the countryside, but I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. The girl, Elizabeth, suddenly bows elegantly to me.
Margaret is indeed my sister's name.
Schwestern.
Can I take that to mean that you are another guest of that room?
I see. So she's Margaret's sister. That would explain why she reminds me of her.
Elizabeth-san, huh? Well, I guess that's the case. It's true that there was a time when I visited that room.
Igor, Margaret, and now Elizabeth. It seems there are more people who call that place home than I thought. I think I'm glad I met Margaret last year instead of this girl.
But why is a resident of the Velvet Room here? Did Margaret send you with a message or something?
I am currently utterly neglecting my duties.
Is that so?
It doesn't really tell me much, and I have no response anyway. So what possessed her to come blasting in through the ceiling instead of using the door? I decide not to bother asking her that. I've met so many different people over the last year, but trying to have a conversation with this girl is like trying to ride a wild horse. She's just going to ignore the direction I'm trying to steer us towards and just veer off wherever she wants. Best to just hold on and go along for the ride then. Maybe if I pay attention, she'll tell me something worth my time. Even if I try to ask her any questions, she'll likely just be confused anyway. Just as I'm having that thought, the girl seems to have noticed my hesitation and starts to talk about herself. Her eyes are lit up with a sincere passion. She really is a hard one to read.
I have a certain desire. It may take a very long time for it to be realized. In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
I know a little about the wild card, but...
Ach, Rizos. Kurze Frage. Ich denke mir, es ist kein großer Spoiler, wenn ich das frage, aber kommt dieser Igor-Typ in Persona 5 auch vor? Das wollte ich mal wissen und das habe ich noch keine Information dazu gesehen. Und ja, würde mich mal interessieren, ob der da in Persona 5 auch drin ist. Ja, ist er. Ah, okay, dankeschön.
I feel that the first clue to granting my wish lies
Glue?
within that power.
Glue?
Flu? Influenza.
Was?
Something along those lines at any rate.
Die ist komisch. She's having trouble coming up with the right words, but I can hear the sincerity in her speech. Probably. In other words, I think she means that the power of the wild card is related to her desire and came here. Konstanze. Persona spielen. Ich muss mal Persona 1 und 2 mir mal anschauen. Weil die kenne ich überhaupt nicht. Persona 3 kenne ich von Screenshots her und so weiter. Persona 5 Trailer und oder halt ein bisschen Zeug. Aber nicht sehr viel. Persona 4 durchgespielt. Ja, Persona 1 und 2 interessieren mich mal. Können wir vielleicht auch irgendwann mal spielen, falls die ganz gut aussehen oder so. I don't think it's worth it to ask how she knew I had that power, or where she found out about it. Just as I'm struggling to follow the meandering path of her conversation, she brings up an outrageous suggestion.
Might I suggest that you and I fight?
What? Hat mich das Internet verarscht oder habe ich falsch gelesen? Moment. What? Someone please tell me how she reached the conclusion that this was a good idea. I don't think I have a chance of talking her out of it, though. But, of course, I have to try, so I say... We're going to fight?
Oh, how excited this is making me. My expectations are ascending skyward at Mach speed.
Hops! Tatsächlich. Da habe ich mich irgendwie verlesen. Also hier steht tatsächlich Elizabeth. Ich habe Margaret gelesen. Oder mein Kopf hat irgendwie gemeint, ja, das ist Margaret. Obwohl ich vorher nicht gewusst habe, dass die alte Elizabeth heißt und dass die Schwester von Margaret ist. The fuck? Das ist komisch.
To be direct, I'd like for you to show me the potential slumbering within you.
Let me make sure of something, just in case. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's no illusions at work?
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
I see. So you're actually in your right mind here. That's kind of, impressive.
Stand zufällig. Ne, da stand nur Elizabeth. Also Szene bla bla bla, Fight with Elizabeth oder sowas. Mehr stand da nicht. Well, maybe she understood what I meant when I mentioned the illusions. If that's so, then she at least must have some idea of what's going on around here. And even though she might understand it, she still wants to fight me. I wonder though, if she's unrelated to General Teddy's plans and invited herself into the tournament, do the usual rules apply? As I think about this, Elizabeth's son taps her foot on the ground and takes a fighting posture. She really does want to fight. The huge leather-bound book in her hand opens as if by itself. Ich habe mich dann nämlich auch gefragt, wie denn das storymäßig hinkommt oder was denn das storymäßig passiert, dass ich dann auf einmal gegen Margaret kämpfen muss. Ah, gut. Keine Ahnung, wie ich von Elizabeth auf Margaret gekommen bin, wenn ich noch nicht mal wusste, wer überhaupt Elizabeth ist, aber... Zufall. A torrent of power pours from the open book with a blue light. I can't believe that this strange girl has such unimaginable power. She seems so aloof. No, it may be more correct to call it an air of imminent violence.
Alright. I won't be able to hold back.
To be honest, I was really only saying that in the hopes of bluffing her. I have absolutely no room to hold back in this fight. I hurriedly cast off my fear and focus on the upcoming battle. There's no room for doubt. I need to hit her with my full strength from the start. Even if I were to fight her with the intent of killing her, I'll be lucky not to end up dead myself. At least that's how I feel. Elizabeth's son calmly begins the battle.
Let us do this. Your fate is in the cards.
Persona 2 gibt es solche Charaktere nicht. Ah, okay. Okay, von der Zeit her... Ja, den Kampf können wir noch machen. Und dann... Dann machen wir ein bisschen Pause. So, von der Abstimmung her sieht's interessant aus. Alle drei Dinge haben eine Stimme jeweils. Also noch ist offen, was als nächstes gespielt wird. Ah! Kann ich ein Burst-Zeug machen? Burst. Blau, gelb. Okay. Ups. Ah ne, LS. Ah ja.
My turn. Oh my. My attack. Go. Huh? Now one. Summoning. Oh my. Persona form. You're frozen now. I see. Opening Thanatos.
Let's
Bam!
Swarm.
Oh yeah!
1,000 die while a million are born.
Ha!
It's over!
Well done.
Nice. Bookmark. Yes. Das ist Szene 14 von... Ich glaube, Yu hat 19 nur. Also fast, ja, knappes Dreiviertel sind wir durch. Das ist schön. Weil anscheinend muss man tatsächlich alle Charaktere machen, damit man neues Story-Zeug freischaltet. Und so weiter. Also nach der Story von Yu ist es definitiv noch nicht fertig. Werden auf jeden Fall noch die anderen Charaktere noch machen. Okay, gespeichert ist. Wunderbar. Heißt, das könnte eventuell recht lange gehen. Was sehr schön ist. Und danach haben wir noch Persona 4 Ultimax, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Was ja dann, nehme ich an, ähnlich abläuft. Heißt, wieder verschiedene Charaktere mit... Ach nee, da war die Story irgendwie komisch, bisschen anders aufgebaut. Aber ja, sehen wir dann, wenn's soweit ist.